What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to take a look at Bitcoin, some altcoins as well. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at $20,800. We're about flat on the day. What I want to do is take a look at Bitcoin here on the 1 week, the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour. And we're also going to do that with some altcoins as well. Right now, guys, we're still having some trouble here. As we're looking at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, we are still trading below that 200-week moving average. And why that's significant is because essentially the entire life of Bitcoin, we've been trading up above that. We've had a few times where we have dropped below it, but we haven't had significant candle closes for almost a month below that area. You can see back in this range here, we hit it, and then we got moving from there. So the fact that it's overhead resistance is something that we have to pay attention to right now. So best case for the bulls, we get back up above that, close up above that with a candle that has some volume behind it. Then we can start making our move up to some higher levels. But right now, we really need to get over that range, and that's going to be at 22,629. What you can see here, guys, on the weekly time frame, one thing I like to look at is higher lows and uptrends in terms of the candles, and then those lower highs in terms of the candles to the downside. So what you can see here, as we've been pushing down, you can see each lower high that's been coming in here. We have not broken it yet. So we've been dropping down, dropping down. We got close here. Still have not happened. So this week we need to get over top of this previous area here, and this is going to be at about $20,943. But consistently we've been having those lower highs and lower lows coming into the downside on the weekly time frame. So that's something that we got to pay attention to. If we get into the 1 day time frame and we step back here, you can see we're clearly in a tightening range. So if we turn on our pivot points, main areas of support, we're going to look at 17,567. Then it's going to be our higher low that came from that 18,603. And then this area that we have right here, and that's going to roughly be at about 18,897 is going to be the area. Those are our support areas that we need to hold in terms of this tightening range. Overhead resistance, we're going to look at 21,866. Then it's going to be 22,460. And right now, guys, even on the 1 day time frame, it's nice. We had a little candle close up above this 30 moving average. Didn't come on a lot of volume, but we did close up above it. What we really have to conquer is this 50 moving average in red, which we've been trading below since we had a big drop, and this was April 11th, 2022. So that entire time we've been trading below that. So that could act as overhead resistance, and that's going to be at about 23,576. So watch these areas as overhead resistance. You can see right here we did have a little bit of a breakout, but it was more of a fake out. We went up to that 22,490, and then we just rolled over. So we got no follow through in that area, but just still working in this very tight equilibrium. We can look to see if we'd have something like this here, guys. If we do max out, come back down, try to set another higher low, and just continue to tighten up in that range for a while. So definitely something that I'm going to be paying attention to. If we get into the 4 hour time frame, just really trying to dig into this. And also, guys, if you get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's always appreciated. Try to do the best I can at giving you levels and anticipating. This game's all about anticipating, and it's about risk management. Guys, you always have to look before you take a trade, the risk to reward that you're looking at, okay? Because it's all about that risk, protecting your capital in a volatile market like we're in right now. Just really moving back and forth here. So on the 4 hour time frame, trying to hold this uptrend here. The only problem is we pulled back enough to where we most likely are just going to set another lower high up here. So we'd really have to get some volume to get up over top of that area there with how much that we have fallen here. So we need some volume to come in. It's been a little bit weaker right here, but most likely we could just come up here and set a lower high or a double top in that range. So keep an eye on that. If we get into the hour, okay, so our main area we need to hold is 20,475. Same deal. We had a big fall from here. If we take out our Fibonacci retracement, take a look at where we're at, we're approaching that 0.382. So if we can get over top of that, most likely we're going to get into an equilibrium pattern. If we can't get higher than that, this potentially could just be a little bear flag here, and then we have another leg to the downside. It's just something that we want to keep an eye on right now, guys. I'm not chasing into any positions right now. I'm going to look for more confirmation, because even if we step out on the 1 day time frame right now, one great rule of thumb, and you can read about it yourself, and you can kind of just see looking at the percentage ranges here. If you truly want to go long and you want to be a trend follower in terms of trading, you want to be trading long above the 200 moving average. You want to be shorting below the 200 moving average or in cash. And you can see once we lost this 200 moving average here, guys, we significantly lost it. We are down 56% from that area. So just the fact that if you would have sold out at that 200, you would have saved yourself 56% already. Now, if we take a look back here, once we got up above it clearly, and we stayed up above this 200 moving average, guys, we went up 674%. So what you have to look for, these big crosses on heavy volume up above and below this 200 moving average, if you're looking more at a swing trade or position trade, something that's going to be a little bit longer here. But this 200 moving average is extremely powerful, and you can go back on many charts here and take a look at the 200 moving average, and when it's lost, how much you fall. I mean, you can even take a look at Tesla here. We were up at 912, went all the way to 620 once we lost that 200. You know, just take a look all the way through. Once we lost the 200 here, guys, we were all the way up at 4,464 on SPX, and we went as low as 3,635 right there. You can look at cannabis, MSOS right here. Guys, take a look. I mean, this is how significant this is. We lost this up around $39. We're down $11.38. And look at the power of trend. Lower highs, lower lows coming in consistently. So for me right now, I'm not going to try to buck anything and say, hey, I have to get a position right now. I'm going to wait till I see a little bit more confirmation. I'd like to see a nice break of this 22,490 on heavy volume, which potentially could give us a nice run back up to maybe $28,000, $29,000 if we could get that out of here, but it would need that heavy volume to come into play for us. So that's going to be Bitcoin, guys. If we take a look at our relative strength right now, we're at 46, so we are not up above that 50 either on the one-day time frame, and that's something that we need to get up above. VWAP's going to be at 6.78, so I do like that. That is in the positive, but still need some more volume behind it. If we take a look at Ethereum here, ETH's been a little bit stronger. Step back. If you're here for ETH, just let me know, and also let me know what you guys got going on today. I always love to hear it and what you've been doing in this market. Are you just dollar cost averaging? Are you swing trading, day trading? Would love to hear it. I stick to more swing trading and position trading in the cryptocurrency space is my plan. So right now we need to get over top of 1,280. So about, yeah, that 1,280, you can see we have a double top of resistance here. So we really need to get through both of these on heavy volume. Whenever you see two resistances by each other, can't really break the one. You have to get through both of them. And we're also going to be looking at this 50 moving average, which is coming down, which could be overhead resistance. That's going to be at 1,347. Support, we need to hold 1,033 is going to be the area of relative strength right now. Is going to be at 51, so a little bit stronger. We did cross that 50. VWAP's going to be at 11.98. Money flow is still in the red. We're taking a look at that there. So that's going to be Ethereum on the one-day time frame. We're just going to rip through these on the one day for you. All right, guys, so this is going to be ADA. Also, let me know if you want me to keep covering ADA down low. So right now, ADA, main area support, we're going to need to hold roughly between 40 cents and 44 cents. We're at 43.9 right now. So right in this area is the spot that we need to hold. We're still having pressure from this 30 moving average, this 50, and the 200. But this shows the power of trend, guys. If we just really step back again, you know, people would say this could never happen when we were all the way up around $3, and we're all the way back down to 43 cents right now. So I think that's where position trading is going to be a little bit better sometimes than that dollar cost averaging, because say you even look at a price at 309, it's down here at 118, guys, and you say, man, it's dropped a ton, I need to get in now, and you put your money in and you've lost more than half of it to the downside here. And you know, there's no guarantee that things will come back. I believe Cardano will do well. It's going to have a bright future, but just in terms of looking at stocks and things that I've learned, there's no guarantee that anything's going to come back. Some of these old stocks, they've been up to $200 and they're pennies now, or they're gone. So in my opinion, you have that opportunity cost as well if you tie your money up in something that's in a downtrend when you could be trading somewhere else in an uptrend or doing something else with that money. You want to keep that money moving and not have it sitting going down and sideways a lot of the time. So you really want to look at that opportunity cost as well. And I'm not picking on Cardano here. This is one that I actually really like, but it's just showing you a good example of how far you can go down. I mean, this is over a year here, essentially, guys, and we're down 85%. No one wants to continue to dollar cost average in and see something go down 85 cents. So it's just learning lessons. I've done it before on other coins, and it's learning lessons. Waiting for a confirmed uptrend before you start really trading to the long side can save you a lot of money. So we're going to look at that 40 cents or so. In terms of overhead resistance, we're going to be looking at about 52 cents and then up to around that 66. Same deal, just really moving sideways right now. So that's going to be ADA. Next one we're going to take a look at is Litecoin. And a lot of these guys just really still doing the same thing like we were talking about with Bitcoin, just really in this range. Litecoin right now, main support area we're going to need to hold is going to be about $47. Main overhead resistance is going to be $55 to that $60. We still have this 50 moving average pressing down upon us, and that's going to be roughly at about $54.73. And then we have this 200 moving average up here, and that's going to be roughly at about $100. But that's how far and how fast we fell. And even looking at this one here, guys, Litecoin, once we fell down through the 200, we have lost almost 70% since then. And then you can take a look once we crossed up above it here and how parabolic we went. So really keeping an eye on this 200 moving average, guys, on the 1 day time frame is going to be essential for us, as well as this 50, because this 50 grinds us pretty good as well. But you know, the good thing for Litecoin and Bitcoin and some of the things that we have had some climax volume down in this range. So this potentially could mark some type of bottom, but it's not something I'm saying, hey, for sure I'm going in now. I would rather wait to see some confirmation, some trend change back to the upside, because these downtrends, they get very powerful. You can see here, guys, for Litecoin, we are all the way up to 302. Now we're down to $52. Like I said, no one wants to sit through that, and that's the importance of taking profits when you see these big massive spikes to the upside and relative strength gets up into the 90s, you know, many times, and you see all these wicks, many times that's a good place to take profits. Then you can always look to buy back at a lower area. You don't always have to be in a position. So that's something I've learned as well. Right now, guys, relative strength on the 1 day time frame for Litecoin is going to be at about 49. VWAP is going to be at 12.22, so a little bit stronger there. Money flow is still in the red if we're taking a look at that. And if we have any others here, want to take a quick look. You know, guys, let's do MATIC. Take a look at MATIC. I know some people have been asking about that. And if you're here for MATIC, let me know so I can keep throwing it in. So you can see MATIC's been a little bit stronger, working on that daily trend change here. Relative strength is going to be at 65. Okay. So we had our low here. Guys, let me see. That's market cap. 1 second. All right. So what we're running into now is overhead resistance here. This is going to be about 68 cents is an area. We're at 70 cents right now. So if we can break through this, guys, this could really give us a nice run, even up to about $1 here, which could be a nice percentage gain if we're able to get out of here. We have had some decent volume, so that's not too bad. We had our low at 31 cents, high at 62 cents, higher low at 41 cents. Tried to push up and failed, had a bit of a double top, another higher low, and then we just got through on some volume here. So this is one we got to keep an eye on here. Even though the current space has been down, this is one that's been a little bit stronger. So we want to keep our eye on it, but we have to remember that Bitcoin has still just been moving sideways and range bound. And whatever Bitcoin's going to do, it's most likely going to drag this coin along with it. But it is looking a little bit better in terms of a bottoming formation there. That's what you'd like to see. You could even draw this trend line right here. Just make sure that we continue to stay up in this trend line if you are playing it long. If we take a look at the 1 hour. So 1 hour here, we have these two long wicks right up top here, so showing some rejection there on some heavier volume. If we go back up here, we may just set another lower high, so keep an eye on that. If that's the case, then we'll probably roll back over and test some lower areas around like 66 cents to 61 cents. So those are some of the things I'm looking at, guys. Just be careful out there. That's the main thing that I can tell you. Preserve that capital. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.